I said I needed a break. What was the first one? Okay, so if everybody starts exhibiting all these movements that show that somebody's putting body parts over and around them and causing them to gratify the Nazi without the Nazi over top, what else can we come back to? Well, go back to your generation when you were younger, because you've always stayed up with God and been so diligent about it. But if you were made to look at some other people, and oh, here we go, right? Sometimes I'll just lay that down and come back to it, because you know what? This is more important. Because sometimes the people who had them coming back, if a man goes back, apparently, according to the new research, he's more likely to molest somebody back then, or even coming across to someone now, by having them gratify him just by touch. Because if he were able to project himself and isn't quite sure of his power or the power of that which is projecting him, if he were to leave DNA behind at somebody by having regular relations, or, well, not regular, but what they would have called regular, by becoming one person to another, he may leave DNA. So who moves one man to another man, or one man to a woman back in the day, or going across now? The kind of a woman, a pedophile woman who is Nazi, who gets at men and women. So the she of the team goes back at men. So the men who had that trouble may look like her. And they may not worry about wearing condoms, and they may not worry about protecting themselves or protecting their partner, or they may have multiple partners at one time, and they may have been taking girls out of school and causing them to skip off, and several friends, and them thinking that this is some big plan that they have going on, and some big gang or group or cult, and the guy will look like her because she can't leave the semen, or so they believed. And that was number one. Now, what I came in here for was, the card. So I don't know what we have going on here. If when it came back at me and I was being told about these $10,000 credit cards that somebody had given a bunch of people and told them, go ahead and rack it up and I'll pay you later, and just do Linda in or do the good in. Who with all the money could do that? I didn't know exactly who had money here then. I didn't understand all of these people who were in these protection programs, still using their regular names, because they had been involved in companies where one of them had done something, and perhaps one of us had told that God and it had gotten back that way. I don't know. But anyway, they come home with the credit card, and in their gnarly head, someone says they're going to pay it all off for them. So debt, so far in debt, hasn't paid bills properly for so long because they were trying that way to see if we just go bankrupt with all the money that he has coming in, and then he could stand around with his finger stuck out behind him, making fun that this guy with all the big degree and the big actual computer job, and he's not just a hack, but he couldn't pay his bills when I got at him, and he had to go bankrupt, and we took the house that way for a dime. But that doesn't work as well, but we still lose our credit rating. So when they find a little friend of the wife, or some kind of little, alternate dating agreement for him to be enticed out of the relationship, they get him. They tell him, get a card, and then you can get free. And use a card, American Express or MasterCard, whichever one it is that you don't have to pay off all at once. And she'll pay it off for you. I mean, he doesn't get that because he's up so high at your big fat heads, but he'll go and try and charge an apartment on this. And this is what people apparently, I thought, were doing back then, because this is what I could hear back then, but maybe it's all from now. Maybe it's only in this house that that's going on, but this is what's sitting there now.